Welcome everyone, it's Pixelated Apollo. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to the very first video of League of Kings. Now I know in the announcement video for League of Kings I said I was going to upload every single battle during the season. I think I bit off a bit more than I could chew. That's just too many videos. Also, some of the battles are very one-sided, so they wouldn't really make for interesting battles, interesting videos. So I think what I'm gonna do instead, if you're one of the players watching this video right now, you have a really good battle during a league battle, send it my way. I want only close battles sent my way. Write a little paragraph explaining what happened in the video, and I will upload about 3 or 4 a week. That way you can still get familiar with the players and you can get familiar with the teams. So I'm not going to completely not upload battles or anything like that, but I'm also going to show the end results for battles that you cannot watch. So for example, this is game 2. I'm not going to upload game 1, but if you go to the website, you can look at the end results. I took a screenshot of it of game 1, and you can check that out. So you have a general idea what happened in game 1. So I hope you guys can understand. This is still like a learning process. We're still figuring out the best way to approach this. Now, of course, I'm going to upload every single battle during the playoffs, just not the season, because that's a lot of battles. That is just a ton. Okay, so on that note, we'll go ahead and get started with the battle. This is game number 2 between the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer and Vikingr. Remember, it's a series of best out of 3, so you have to win 2 battles if you want to get the overall win. And right now, Vinkingr is at a great early start. They won the first battle, so they have a 1-game lead, but it is far from over. They need to win this one, and they will start off their season 1-0. So they really need to close it up here. But the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer, they need to win this one. It's do or die. If they can win it here, they can push it to a 3rd game, and they have another opportunity of winning it at the 3rd game and starting off their season 1-0. But it is a very, very long season. I'm excited to see these teams develop over time, and hopefully they'll have another epic showdown later on in the season, because remember, all teams must play each other twice, so it's going to be really interesting to see how the teams change over time. But on that note, we'll go ahead and get started at looking at the players in the army comps. We will start with Vinkingr, and this side, by the way, is Team Vinkingr. It is Russia, France, and Portugal. And let's go ahead and look at the Russian army comp. We have Russia commanded by Kunik Panther, which is the team leader. He has 2 crossbow militia. For his infantry, he has 4 dismounted boyar sons and 4 British axemen. He has more archers in the back here, some dismounted Dwarves, which are very, very deadly because they're just as good as the infantry that is standing right in front of them. For his cav, he's got a general's bodyguard, 4 units of Sarsgaard, and 2 units of Drazinas. So that's his Russian force. Very cost effective, very deadly. Let's look at his allies here. We have the French commanded by Nicholas BS, and he's bringing Lancers. That's something I did not expect in League play. Lancers are just really, really expensive, and honestly, I don't think they're worth it, but we'll see how he uses them. He also has, let's see, so 4 units of Lancers, and then he's got 4 units of Grendarms. I don't know how to pronounce the name for this unit, but that's what I'm going to go with. Another interesting choice of a unit. I think you're better off with like Noble Knights or something like that. But he's bringing a lot of heavy Lancer cav. Here's his general's bodyguard. He's got 2 dismounted nobles. He's got 4 units of Swiss pikemen and 4 units of Aventurier. So let's check out the final force here on Vinkingr. We have Portugal commanded by Stickman, and he has 4 units of Pavi's crossbowmen, 4 units of the very deadly dismounted conquistadors, and he has 1 pikemen, the Aventuros, or however you pronounce them. And he has a general's bodyguard here, and for his cav, he has 4 units of conquistadors and 4 units of Knights of Santiago. So unlike their team leader, they really spent a lot of money in their cav and less in their infantry. But I feel like Kunig has a little bit more of a balanced build. So let's finally check out the other armies here. Unfortunately, we cannot see the Holy Roman Empire. A lot of his forces are hidden in the trees, but I think he's bringing a lot of Teutonic Knights, dismounted feudal knights. Let's see, what does he got here? General's bodyguard, but we will look back at his force once the match begins. And then over here, we've got Egypt commanded by Indoor Cat. Oh, by the way, the Holy Roman Empire is commanded by Gimli, which is their team leader. And over here, we have Egypt commanded by the Indoor Cat. He's bringing 4 units of Royal Mamelukes and then 4 Standard Mamelukes, very deadly cav. Here's his General's Bodyguard, 2 Nafatoons, 4 units of Tabaduria, and 4 units of Desert Archers. Now looking at the final force, we have the Hungarians, which is a really, really cost-effective force. It's going to be a pretty good matchup between Russia and Hungary. But he's bringing 2 units of Hungarian Nobles, a Skirmish Cav. He's got about 3 units of Pavi's Crossbowmen, a General's Bodyguard. He's got some Templar Knights, I think about 2 units of Templar Knights, and about 4 units of the Royal Bandrium, which is kind of surprising. Usually the Hussars are a great combo with the Royal Bandrium. Actually, he has 2 General's Bodyguard, by the way. Very cool. And then he has 4 Chivalric Knights and 4 Feudal Knights. So let's go ahead and get this battle going. Okay, so I expect Russia to be very, very aggressive. Now, he has some archers, but I don't really expect him to be in a long skirmish phase. So yeah, look at this. This is just a bull rush right here, right into the Hungarians. Are they going to be ready for it? It looks like it. Their cav is ready to go, you know, protecting their infantry. Now, let's go ahead and glance back at Gimli's army because we didn't really get a good view of them. And we'll do some slow-mo because this battle really starts off fast. He's got dismounted Imperial Knights and I assume 4 units of dismounted Feudal Knights. Look at this cav force. Teutonic Knights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you serious? 1, 2, 3. Am I seeing straight? 6 units of Teutonic Knights. That's a very, very expensive force. And look at this. He is not hesitating. He is going straight for the charge. He's got to save his team from defeat. And that's exactly what he's doing. So we'll go ahead and go back to normal speed. So Russia, both team leaders on both teams being very, very aggressive. Russia now walking his men, getting them a little bit closer. The Hungarians pushing up some Hungarian nobles. Looks like he's going to try to flank around on the Russians. Egypt taking his time. I guess both the center here, both teams not being very aggressive. And France, it looks like he's taking more of a defensive stance here. The Aventuriers are not in loose formation. That is not a good sign, but they are getting some good shots on the cav here. That is really, really bad. Really bad. But it looks like Egypt's going to charge in some cav. Oh, look at this, guys. Look at the... All right, we need to do slow-mo because there's just so much going on right now. So the Teutonic Knights charging in to the Knights of Santiago. Very, very deadly. This is a gruesome cav fight. I mean, this is just brutal. The infantry is close behind. They're going to try to engage and help out their Teutonic brothers here. There you go. So that's an early start right there. And the French are sending some help over here to help deal with the Holy Roman Empire. It looks like they're getting some fantastic charges off on the Feudal Knights over here. Look at all the dead bodies. Obviously, that was from some cav charges. Very, very deadly. Good charges there. That's really going to help out his Portuguese ally. Over here, we do have the Egyptians about to charge in. The Aventuriers are not protected. Big mistake by France. It was too busy microing, helping out his Portuguese ally. But the Royal Mamelukes are going to get a good charge here, and they're going to do even better in melee. So that's very cool. And then Russia is charging in as well. He got a really good charge off into the Feudal Knights. Looks like the cav for Hungary was not able to protect their front lines against the frontal cav charge. And we'll go ahead and do normal speed. Look at this beautiful charge, well timed by Kunik Panther. He's really good at this. I've seen him do this multiple times in battle replays where he just charges in his cav, and right behind the cav he has his infantry. Just brutal combo there. Look at that. And he's going to go ahead and retreat his cav out of the front lines and let his infantry do all the dirty work. And he's going to use his cav to protect his flanks because it looks like Hungary is marching over some Knights Templar to try to flank around. But look at this, British Axemen. They're going to get into combat. And this unit's screwed. And they're taking heavy hits from the archers in the back. But look at this, a cav charge in the back by the Hungarian nobles taking out the dismounted Dwarves. So let's go ahead and do some slow-mo because I'm sure there's some action going on the other side of the battle. So Egypt still pushing up slowly, but they might need to get aggressive here. I think Egypt can defeat the French, but they need to do it quickly because the Hungarians are really having a tough time over there. Over here, it looks like Gimli's really struggling. He's having a tough time charging in, facing the Portuguese. That was some really good teamwork by the French, charging in his lancers there and getting a bunch of kills on the infantry. And that's something you have to be careful about, guys. Do not let your infantry open for cav charges because cav is king in this game and cav will absolutely run down your infantry. And over here, the Teutonic Knights are really struggling. I think Gimli made a big mistake by buying six Teutonic Knights. That's so much money. That costs so much. What a beautiful fight, though. Epic fight. So far, it's not looking so hot for the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer, but Egypt is having some great success over here. If he can continue to push on France, I think France is a little bit of a newer player. His Aventuriers are really suffering here. They're very depleted. His infantry is scattered all over the place, but he still has a good, healthy number of cav that's going to protect his army. But look at this. Egypt is just waiting for the kill. That's lovely. All right, so let's go back over here. Oh, the Hungarians. It looks like they're having a very tough time against Kunik Panther. And, man, just one epic charge, and it was done. It was done for the Hungarians. It's tough. It's tough. You know, he spent a lot of money on his Pavis crossbows, the Hungarian player. His name is Sweet. And, you know, he could have spent more money into better cav or better infantry. And here comes a flanking charge to finish the deal. That's really the nail in the coffin there. And there goes the French general dying to the hands of the Teutonic, the Holy Roman Empire. So we can say that this is obviously a victory here. He's just cleaning up the Hungarians. Got a couple of cav units he's got to deal with. But, oh, look at this. Egypt has charged in his cav. And that's a great move. I bet he was just standing there. The Tabarderie are going to do a great job. They just need to penetrate through these lines, and he needs to prepare his troops. But look at this. The French they're okay with losing their infantry. He's not going to send his cav to support his infantry. He's going to send it after the desert archers, and he is just cleaning them up. Great charge from the Lancer cav. Over here, it looks like Gimli is on his last breath here. His troops are dying to the bitter end, fighting to the bitter end. But it's just too many conquistadors for his poor feudal knights. He just had a rough start. His infantry really got just obliterated from the French cav, and his cav just not being able to perform as well as they did. I think the problem here is that he was too close to the Portuguese infantry lines, so Portugal was able to send in some infantry to support their cav, and he was able to destroy the Teutonic, the very elite Teutonic cav. There we go. Gimli is now just on a complete retreat. He has a couple units in the back here, but it's really not going to be enough to win this battle. Egypt over here is having a lot better luck, so there is still some hope for the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer. But I think, I don't know. You know, he's got to. Oh man, there's still a lot of French forces. It seems like he's killed a lot of the French. But there's still a lot of Aventuriers. There's still a lot of infantry. The dismounted nobles, they're going to put up a great fight. But overall, he's cleaning up the French forces, and he needs to clean them up a little bit faster. As you can tell, the balance of power is obviously in Vikingr's favor. But, you know, you got to believe in miracles. As long as there's cav alive, there's hope. That's really what it comes down to, cav. And there's a lot of cav left on the Egyptian side. But the problem here is that there's a lot of Russian cav still alive. There's a lot of everything alive for the Russians. And they're quickly running up to help their allies. But the French are doing their job. You know, they didn't necessarily do well. They did a great job supporting their ally. And there goes the general for Egypt, which is not a good sight. The troops are going to lose major morale there. But the France really did a good job helping out his teammate with those cav charges. Teutonic Order did not see that coming whatsoever. So Egypt, again, I would definitely say they're doing the best on the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer, but they're not doing good enough. They're killing the French, but by the time they kill the French, the Portuguese are going to show up, and the Russians are going to show up. And it looks like he's got his cav stuck in melee, which is not a good sign. You never want to leave your cav stuck in melee. You want to continue to do cycle charges just like that. Good charge there, right into the conquistadors. And the French are now charging the desert archer, or this is the Portuguese. They look very similar. They're charging into the desert archers. And that's really going to be the end of the Egyptians. Yeah, desert archers breaking, the cav breaking. He's down to just one royal Mameluke. He's charging in. Get rid of those, what is this? Swiss pikemen? Get rid of those pikemen. There you go. Desert archers very bravely going against conquistadors. A brave fight indeed. Let's see if we can get some cav support here. No, they're going to break before they can even get support. Tabarderie is still alive, but they got to deal with the Sarsgaard that are on their flank, right on their butts. And there we go. We have an admit defeat by Egypt. He just sees no hope, which is, you know, that's a fair admit defeat. There's really no chance of him turning it around. But what a great battle. Viking are a very strong team so far. I like what I see. Now, they did make a couple of mistakes. I'm not a huge fan of the army comps, especially for the French. But maybe, you know, over time they can really develop as a team. Same thing goes for the Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer. The Indoor Cat doing a great job. He's a great player. He made some great moves there. Just wasn't enough to carry his team to victory. Sweet did pretty well, even though, you know, he was facing a really good player, but he did well. He got 463 kills, but I felt like he didn't really handle that rush too well. Now, the team leader for Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer, Gimli here, only getting 386 kills, really suffering from the French cav charges that really just killed his troops' morale, and his cav didn't really perform as well as he wanted. So a very good battle, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If we look at the end results here, this replay was sent in by the team leader of Vikingur, and let's see, Sarsgaard getting 102 kills. Fantastic. All right, guys. So this was just one battle during the league in week 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more, let me know. Also, let me know if you want me to show anything like team names on a screen, like graphics or anything like that. And if you want to find out more about the stats of the league, see what team's doing the best, see what team's doing the worst, go to TotalWarTavern.com, then go to the navigation bar and go to league and check out the team stats, team records, all that jazz. It's going to be a fun experience, guys. I hope you guys are having fun. I can't wait to watch more of these videos. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please leave some feedback. Let me know what you would hope that I can do better, what I can present to you guys, what I can show. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this battle. So Vikinr starting off 1-0, and Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer starting off 0-1. But don't worry, Dwarves and the Mighty Hammer, they've got spirit. They can turn this around, and they can save their season. It's just the first game. And remember, only 6 teams will be moving on to a playoff, so every victory will matter. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.